I just preparing my data sets as you see here. Okay, so if you want satisfied with this, so you can simply save this project first. Okay, now we can move for the further analysis for the sea level rise. Now we want to add the sea level rise data from our Living Atlas platform. So as you all know, from Living Atlas we can access a lot of different types of data. So this is we call as a projection data sets, like in future in 2020, 30 or 2050 or 2090, if whatever the sea level will rise, so many climate scientists is actually creating a different kind of projection model, and that is created as a raster layer, and it is given to our Living Atlas. Okay, so we can directly access those data sets and we can create a scenario of the sea level rise. So let's see how we're going to add those data sets. So for that, very easiest process is you can go to the map, go to the data and click over the data sets. Okay, so here you have the options for searching the data sets from the Living Atlas. Just see where these data sets are actually showing. So this is the Living Atlas. Okay, so if you come to the Living Atlas, so you can search, simply type here as a sea level, like that, sea level rise, ACS. I just simply type like this. Okay, now you see so many scenarios are actually coming up over here for the different types of the sea level rise. Okay, so as of now it is the US sea level rise will be there for the local countries. So you have to generate this sea level rise from the different projection model, and then only you can go for this further process. Okay, otherwise this data may not available for the country basis. Okay, or you have to generate for yourself. But anyway, let's see, we will take the example from this only so that we can get an idea what we are actually going to do. So for this, first I'm going to take the US level rise intermediate height 3. So one data sets I'm going to take. Next one is 2050 rise intermediate high data sets for 2050, and US sea level rise intermediate high data for 2020. So these are the three data sets I'm just trying to include in my project. So simply click on OK. So this is the three layer which will going to add to my layer. So let's wait for adding to layer to this map. So now you see I have these three data sets which is added with this my layer. So what we'll do to for the better control, I can create this three layer as a single group so that I can control all these three layer together. Okay, so I will select first one, second one, and the third one. Okay, and then right click, and I will make it as a single group. So let's see, this group is going to prepare. So once this group is going to prepare, you can give this group a proper name so that you can able to understand this. So for that, you can right click and go to the property, and you can give a name of this layer, suppose sea level data. So that I give a name, and I can simply click on OK. So now my new group layer will name will change. Okay, so this is ArcGIS Pro. We have options. So for, you can say, the processing this extend to define the geographical area intersect to be applied to the geoprocessing. Okay, by setting the processing extent, so you can reduce the amount of the time it's take to configure the sea level rise. Okay, so in these steps, if you see, we are actually going to configure the sea level rise data. So we will going to first set this processing extent on the environment of our project to extend the building according to the Miami beach layer. Okay, so that from the environment we can fix this. So how we going to do that? So we all know about it actually. So earlier also I showed you, like here in analysis we have this environment options. So okay, so here what in the this processing extent as you've seen here. Okay, so what we'll do, we will going to change this. Okay, and we will select it, this building 3D Miami Beach, whatever it will be there. So I'm just going to select it as my extent. Okay, so once you've done it, so you can simply click on OK. So now that will be the extent for this total project. Okay, so which we're going to do that. So after this, once you're done, so if you want to save the project, you can simply click the save the project. So your project will be saved after this much. Okay, now what we'll do, we are going to create this all raster image. As you see here, these all are my raster image. Okay, so this is all are my raster image. So this raster image I want to going to convert as polygon. Okay, so this polygon layer we are going to use for our further analysis. So how we going to convert it from this raster to polygon? So for that, best way is you can come to this analysis toolbox, and you can simply type raster to polygon to polygon. So one thing you remember, once you want to process a batch process, means multiple files you want to process together. So best way is you can right click on this and open it in a batch. Okay, so once you open it in a batch, then only you can process it directly from here. Now the input raster data sets we have to need to put. So I will go to the next. Okay, so and I will going to input all these particular data sets like 30, 50 and 90 that we have to individually we have to upload. So for this, first suppose I'm giving it as a 30. So once it is upload, see next one will going to activate. Okay, so we have to going to give input for the next one like 2050. Okay, so once 2050 will done, next you can go for the 2090. So you just see here 2090 we can go. Okay, so this will done. So now this is ready actually. So once you have to do, so now you can give a proper name so to save this particular data. Okay, so the best way is I can change this name from here to this. I give a name as suppose polygon, polygon 2. Okay, you will write polygon 2. I just give a name, and then I can simply click on run. Let's wait for the results. So it is running. So let's wait for the results. So now as you seen here, now the things are actually run. So new things are created. So if you see here now, we know no required for this raster layer. So if I simply right click on this, and if I want to remove, so I can remove it because this is my final layers which I am going to use for my further analysis. Now if you observe, like we have the three different colors which will be there. Okay, so that is basically going to show you that areas which are actually going to affected over different time period. Okay, so that you can check it from here. Now if you see properly, then you see that this is for the rise of 2090, then 50, and then the another one. Okay, so if you switch off this, so then only you can see the other part or other things also. So you can little bit of adjusted the image from here, and you can observe the city area. Okay, so see here, this is green, this is basically 2015 where it will be drawn up. Okay, and if you go for further down, then you can see this one also 2030 whatever will come out. So but 2090 it will show in a lot of area which will go underwater. Okay, so that is what the predictions is actually showing from this particular layer. Now so we can see if this three time periods, so what are the buildings will going to affect, okay, like in 2030, in 2050 or 2090. So that we will going to calculate now. Okay, so let's see how we're going to do that. So before that, up to this, whatever you did, you can save your project. Okay, so let's wait for the results. So if you want to see whatever the layers are actually affected by 2019, what are the buildings actually affected by 2019. So for that, you have to run a spatial query. So how we'll do? So simply select this Miami buildings and then come to this analysis tab. Okay, sorry, in the map tab, you have this options like select by locations. Okay, so if you simply open the select by locations, in a single query, I can extract that informations, whatever it will be by that target. Like now, this times I will want to see what are the buildings which will be going to intersect Suppose the selecting features will be my flooded area. See here, three flooded area, three times are actually showing it here. So first I will show you to, I'm going to give the 2090. So whatever the building will intersect with the flooded area of 2090, that will going to select. Okay, so simply click on apply, and let's wait for the results to see how many buildings are actually selected for that. Okay, simply click on apply. So it will take few minutes time. This is a huge data sets, and within a seconds it will going to select the number of buildings, which will help you to understand how many buildings are actually selected. So let's wait for the results. Okay, it is still going on. We started, so we wait for the results. So finally it is selected almost 8,504 buildings, as you see in outside in a town. Okay, so it is selected 8,500 building, okay, which will be affected during by 2090. Okay, so now what we'll do, I will just try to add these informations to my new layer. Okay, a new layer we want to create over this new attribute layer, attribute column we are going to create, and we are to add these informations to this 3D building. Okay, so how will do that? So for this I can go right click on this and open attribute table. So as of now you see here we don't have that information, so we are going to add as a new column over here. So for this you have to go to calculate. Okay, so let's wait for the results. So in the calculate, okay, so we know this is the building layer. So I'm going to give a field name as a installations year. So perfect underscore. Okay, so that here I'm giving a name over here. Okay, and that will be the which I want to give as a new field. You see here, field existing or new means here if it is not an existing field, so it will create a new field and then it will going to add over it. Okay, so now here the field types you need to change. Okay, so that you have to give the for first time the field types. Okay, you can change it and you can select it as a short integer type. Okay, so that you want to change, and this is the layer which you are extracting, that is for 2090. So in relations here is equal to 2090. Okay, so once you did that, once it is ready, okay, so you can able to run for the next steps. Okay, so I will just this is the field type which automatically change, so I will change it again. Okay, so this is the, it will going to run over the 8,504 records. That's fine. Okay, so let's click on apply and okay, so let's wait for the results. Okay, so you just see here. Okay, now a new column which is came, okay, where these interrelations here are actually added. Now we have to do the same thing for other two layers, 2 years like 2050 and 2030, and no year which will be affected. So that also we will take it as a considerations. Okay, that is a null years also it will come maybe. Yeah. Okay, so that also will be there. So that we have to adjust that accordingly. So let's see how we're going to do for the other 2 years. To doing that, first thing you have to do, you have to clear your selection first. Okay, so you can clear your selection first. Now you can go to this building mesh layer again. Okay, and now select by locations. You have to select it here. Okay, so let's wait for it. So now this intersect. Now this time you have to select for 2050. Okay, and that will be the intersect. And again you have to run this and see how many buildings are actually selected for this. So let's click on apply. So again it will take time, so let's wait for the, sorry for the break. So there is certainly some issues, but anyway, now we can do the same process of 2050 over it. Okay, so I'm just clearing this informations. Okay, you can close it, select the Miami Beach, come to the select by locations. Now you have to run the same process over this particular over means 2050 2050 level. Okay, you have to select those buildings which is affected during that particular year. Okay, so the process is same, so you have to select the building layer. So now here only you can change this. Okay, the relationships will be the intersect only. Okay, so once you did this, you need to click on apply, and let's wait for the results. See now, now the results it came. See now, 414 buildings are actually selected for 2020. Okay, so what we will do, we need to add these informations to the table. So for this, I will just go to this again. Okay, and you need to open the attribute table over here. So open the attribute table. So now here in the this calculate field, so first you go to the calculate field. For this, you just see here also it is showing the 414 is selected from by the total. So just click on the calculate field, and let's wait for that. So now in the calculate field, you see the relations here will be the same. Only thing you need to change it here over this. That will be 2050. Okay. So now these are the area we're going to change. So once you click on the apply, okay, so it will take few minutes time, and you will see all it will change as 2050. So just see the results. Just wait for the few minutes to get the results. And see here we having other informations over 2050 also. Okay, so this is 19. So if you go somewhere and you can change, and you can check for other 2050 also. Okay, so this is we are applied over these installations here, and few are changes as 2050. So if you want to see the only the 2050, now see, I just select from here. So if you're not able to find it, just select from this, and you will get all the 2050. Now, now you have to do the same process for 2030. Okay, so let's do that. So for this, again, you have to close this, select the buildings, come to the select by location. Okay. Oh, sorry. First, you have to clear the all the selections. So, let me- Yeah, all selections is done. So now select by location. Go for the intersect. Now only thing is you have to change is 25. Okay. So once you did that, you can just wait for the results. So you need to upload it and then simply click on apply and just wait for the results. Okay, now you see now this time 102 buildings are already selected. Okay, so it's still going on. So just wait for a few seconds more. So once it will done, you can go for okay. For the further process, the same process, you need to right click open the attribute table. Okay, so you see here now 102 are selected. So for this, you have to again go to the calculate field and let it become. Yeah. So now here you need to change this as 2030. 20. Okay, rest of the things will be fine. Simply click on apply and click on OK. So yeah, it is done. So let's wait for it. Yeah, now simply click on OK. So you want to see only the 2030, so then click on this. So you can able to see the 2030 also. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do, that is few will be there as a null. If you still click here, see few are the null years will be there. So that will be not affected. Okay, by any of these 3 years. So then how we are going to give? We need to give some value over there. Okay. So to doing this, we have to put another query. Okay, so we have to click on this select by attribute query. So let's wait, and then where you need to go for this interventions here is equal to Okay, is equal to, you can say, the null. So that value you have to put over there. Okay, so just wait for the results. Sorry, not is equal to, so it should be is is null. Okay, so that what we want to see. So wherever it will be null, then only we have to give the one. So first we have to select those null values. So that's why select by attributes. We can select all the nulls together. Here. Now all the nulls will be selected. If you see here that all the nulls are selected. Okay, now you can go to the calculate field again. So let's wait for the results. And here, in case of this deletions here, you need to type here as well 0. Okay, so this will not affected by any of these figures. So simply click on apply. So now all these nulls will going to address with 0. So all the layers we having a value. Okay, like if I click on OK, and if you want to see all the nulls, now your front as a 0. Okay, so it's clear. Now our layer is ready. Okay, so we can see now those buildings which are affected, okay, by different period of the sea level rise. We can give a different symbology and we can see these layers. So before that, you can save your project and let's wait for the next steps. If you want, you can clear the selections of all this. Okay, you can store this here, so you can from the bookmark. Okay, so there is so many bookmarks which is created. So now I can go to the mid page. Okay, so this will be the one bookmark which will now we're going to put a different color and we will see it, okay, accordingly. So now as of now I don't want this sea level rise layer, so I can switch off, turn off this. If I want, I can turn off this all sea level rise layer. Okay, so I just want now, because from this I whatever this the extraction is required from the building, so that I already did. So now I'm going to give the building a symbology so that I can identify the different buildings which are affected in a different time periods, because we have one attribute value where 2030, 2050 and 2090 is already there with the building there, which will be the affected. Okay, and with the null which is not affected, that also we have. So we have to do the symbology according to this building classes. Okay, so how we're going to do that? So for that we need to select these buildings. We need to select these buildings layers. Okay, and then from this building layers you need to go to the symbology. So come to feature layer, come to the symbology. So here in the symbology, what we are going to change, we have to change it as a graduated color. So put the graduated color, and you see here, so we have the field here as a height. So what we'll do, we will change this height and we will click on this implemented year. So on the basis of the year, now it will going to separate. Okay, so this I am just creating by default the 4 classes. Okay, so that it will show you, see here 2030, 2050, 2090 and 0. Okay, like that only shown. So if you want to change this color pattern, you can change the color pattern from here also. So not from this one, so I can go for this. Okay, so this will be much better to understand the differences of all the 3 different years. Okay, so if you see a 0, those are not affected, these are little more affected, is further more affected and maximum affected. So if you want to change this color from this to green, you can change it as a green. Okay, you can make it as orange also, or you can make it as a yellow, so for the better understanding. And you can give it as orange. We can give it this, and then rest of the things which will be in a red. So this will be the much better symbology to identifying those buildings which are affected in 2019. Those are red buildings. 2050 will be the orange buildings, and yellow buildings are by 2030. So the greens are not affected by any of these here. So for checking this, you can do that. So like if I go to this map and under this bookmark, so we have the exploration analysis. So there is a certain area where there is a green buildings are there now. So you can use these exploratory tools. Okay, like 3D exploratory tools are there. Okay, which is also called as the elevation profile. So you can create a elevation profile over this particular green buildings from this side to that side of the river. Okay, so you see there is, you see here, there is a certain height will be there in these particular locations. Okay, so that's why this is actually coming. So like that you can check it from this also. Okay, so if you see here, this is the cliff. So there is a quite good height over there in this particular location. So that's why these are not affected this much on these particular locations. Okay, these buildings in a highland area. So this is the way we can judge the particular place or our analysis what we are actually getting. Now finally, if you want to publish this final layer, okay, as a web map, so you can do that also. So let's see how we're going to do that. So for this, you have to make your final layer ready. So whatever it is required, you just make it there, and rest of the layers you can simply remove from here. Just like I just remove all this layer which is not required. So I will just remove it. I just remove it. Okay, even the building layer also I don't want this building layer, so I can remove it. And this water layer I can drag it to this to the 3D layer so that I bring it. So this is now my final layer which we are ready for the publish. Okay, so how will you do the publish of this particular layer? So see, main thing is this 3D map layers which we are actually going to publish. So select it, go to the share. Okay, so if you are already logged in with your ID and password, okay, so you can publish it as a web scene. So what we'll do, we are actually publishing as a web scene. So click on this web scenes. So your web scenes will be ready for publish. So let's wait for how to publish it. So you see here, this is the name which you can provide. Okay, the final name we can provide like this, like city of Miami Beach Sea Rise. Okay, like that I just publish it, and I can give someone name the 3D is for sea rise. Like that I give a summary, some tag like sea level. Okay, Miami, Miami. Like that you can give some tags. You can publish it with everyone. Okay, so once it will done, you can simply click on analysis. So once